Harris, L86368. Man, check this out, man. We finna be speaking on disciplinary reports from Florida State Prison. This over 375 days in the box right here.
Man. Suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, y'all? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead, hit that like, subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me all the way from the get-go, all the way till now. We about to hit 39,000 K subs, and I ain't stopping till I hit 100. Even when I hit 100, I'm gonna keep it going. Feel me? But anyways, like I said, shout out to everyone that's been rocking with me. All right, I've been wanting to do this video right here for some time. As y'all seen when I did the video not that long ago on the memories I brought home from prison with me. And one of my bags, which was the bag that I did the video on of all the different things that I ended up bringing home, I actually found a couple of my DRs. So today we're going to be speaking on these 6 disciplinary reports that I actually brought home from prison. All right. That's what DR stands for. Disciplinary report. All right. So I'm going to break it down to y'all from the very, the first one I have here all the way to the last one I have here. All right. So let's go ahead and get right into this. Once I show you the DR, what it is, I'm going to break down the story and let you know what happened. All right. So here we go. All right, so here we go. As you see up here, I was at Calhoun CI at the time. They charged me with unauthorized possession of cell phone or wireless device. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and read this to y'all. It says, on April 11th, KFROG Jr.'s birthday, at approximately 6:30 p.m., I was assigned to International Security on C shift based on the information received through phone call monitoring of inmate Harris, DC number L86368, C1-124 Upper. I conducted a search on the social media network for known nicknames of inmate Harris. During the search, I discovered a Facebook account for inmate Harris using the nickname KFROG. The photograph for the profile picture appeared to be taken with a Verizon cell phone in C1 dormitory on Thursday, April 9th. Also, I discovered a picture that had been taken in the visitation park, and it appears that a picture was taken of it using a Verizon cell phone. A search was conducted in order to locate the cell phone. Use was unsuccessful. Attached are the photographs from the Facebook account. Inmate Harris was placed in AC, which is administrative confinement, pending the charge of 3-14, possession of a use of a cell phone device or any other of the wireless communication devices. As you see, they charged me with possession of a cell phone device. Now, what happened on this day was I actually paid to get a picture taken in the visitation park. Now, for anyone that's been to prison knows this, and anyone who hasn't, you're about to learn right now. You can actually purchase on Canteen a photo ticket. It's $2. When you pay $2 at the Canteen window, either at the end of the month or the first of the month, they will be doing photo call out to where you can go up to the visitation park and take the photo. You just have to give them your receipt, which is what they gave you when you purchased it out of the Canteen window. Now, I did that and sent the picture to my family because I never had Vizos yet. I was the type that didn't want no Vizos, okay? That's how I was. I didn't, I was more on like, let me knock this time out, and then I'll let y'all know when I'm ready for some Vizos. So I went up there, did that, sent the picture to my old girl, my mom, in the mail. Boom. Hey, Mom, this is how your son looks now. I'm knocking it out. Boom. I sent her a picture of me in the visitation park with the, you see the seal of Florida on the wall behind me, because every camp you go to, it usually has the seal of Florida down here in Florida painted on the wall. I sent that to her. When I sent that to her, she got it in the mail. Okay. Now, it was my son's birthday, 4/11. I was on the phone trying to do a 3-way. Okay. I was trying to do a 3-way to get a hold of his mom so I could tell him happy birthday. All right. When I actually went to confinement, I was on the phone. As you see, it says here that, they were listening in onto things that was said over the phone. So they were listening to my recorded phone call. I was on the actual prison phone. And what happened was, before that 3-way, like earlier that day, when I called my mom, I had sent a picture from a cell phone inside the dorm. When I sent a picture out, my mom told me over the phone, oh, I got that picture you sent me. And she was really speaking on the one I sent her in the mail from that I actually paid for, that I sent her in the mail. She said it over the blue phone. Oh, I got that picture you sent me. And then I was like, oh, yeah? She's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, your sister posted it on Facebook. That right there triggered them when they were listening in on my phone call to look me up. And when they looked me up, not only did they see that one, but they seen the one, my sister actually posted the one from in the dorm on there also. See? So I kind of went to confinement on the humbum that time. You know, it was like it was a slip up. It wasn't my fault, it was my sister's fault. And then they ran down on me. Now, I've told this before. When they ran down on me, I was on the phone, like I said, trying to get a three-way, and I seen them come in the booth. They went in the officer booth like 10 deep and started putting gloves on. So I said, here, hold on real quick. And I let the phone hang, and I walked out to the dorm. I was like, hey, and I said, attention in the dorm, attention in the dorm. Hey, y'all tighten up, man. Y'all get on your P's and Q's, man. They coming, boy. They finna blitz. They coming in, boy. They putting on gloves. They putting on gloves. And then I go back and get on the phone, still trying to do a three-way. All right? Now, as I'm trying to do the three-way, they come running out of the booth 10 deep and rush the phone and get me. Straight, they come in that deep just for me. Take me off the phone, bring me in the back in the laundry room, place me in handcuffs, strip me down, you know, all this stuff like that. They were running in there. I didn't know all this was happening. And then they were searching the door and looking for a cell phone, which they didn't find. You feel me? So they stripped me down. They put me inside the laundry room. They had me in handcuffs. They went through all my property, looking through all my property, everything. And then, you know, the officers used to talk shit because they knew I rapped and stuff like that. So at the time, it was Captain Brown from Calhoun. You know, real piece of shit. Real piece of shit. Like, you know, he was a dickhead. You feel me? And he's like, oh, so Mr. KFROG, huh? You're the rapper, right? I said, I don't rap. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, oh, I bet you if I said I'll take them handcuffs off you right now, you'll rap for me. I said, yeah, I might be able to come with a freestyle real quick. He's like, get this fucking head out of here. And they took me to confinement. You feel me? They walked me across the compound in my boxers all the way to confinement at like 9 o'clock at night. They walked me to, and I went to confinement. Now, when I was in confinement, check this out. When I was in confinement, since I hadn't had Vizos before, all right, they would have took my Viso when they sentenced me on my DR. They gave me 60 days in confinement. I ended up doing 60 days in the box at Calhoun. They gave me 60 days. When I was serving my 60 days, you know, writing letters back and forth to people and stuff like that, I actually got the approval slip from a couple people to come to Viso. You know, like such and such has been approved or such and such has been denied. They give you a slip during mail call to let you know who's been approved and who hasn't. Now, the reason they didn't suspend my Viso while I was at DR court is, like I said, I never had Viso. It's up to the inmate to mail your family the Viso form so they can fill it out and mail it back to classification, and classification do the little runs, their background checks, stuff like that, and make sure they're eligible for Viso. All right. Now, I had never sent it to my family because I didn't want no Visos. You see what I'm saying? Well, anyways, I sent it to them while I was in the box. I always kept a copy, like a couple copies of them inside my you know, my manila envelopes. So I ended up receiving a couple that such and such and such and such was approved for Viso. So I'm like, okay, boom, that means they're approved for Viso. Not thinking anything about suspensions of Viso. So when I got out of the box after 60 days, I got put in the kitchen. I went to ICT and they put me in the kitchen. So I went to C-Dorm. I got put in C-Dorm at Calhoun, which was the dorm I was actually in before I went to the box. Now, I got out on a Wednesday. I wasn't able to call till the next day, Thursday. So boom, I call the next day. I speak to my old girl. You know, I tell them I'm out of the box. I call my sister. I tell them I'm out of the box. Boom, boom, boom. They're like, oh, okay. So I said, damn, I told my old girl, I said, hey, y'all might as well come up here and see me this weekend. You know, I'm fresh out the box. You know, shit, I could use a Viso after that little 60-day stretch I just did on the house. You know, it was my first time in the box, so it felt like forever. And then she was like, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. So I'm like, oh, all right. So they came up there that weekend. When they came up there that weekend, it was my first Viso ever. You know, it felt good. You know, they were crying. Their faces were beat red before I even got in there. they were already crying just to see. This is the first time they seen me and got to hug me in person, because in my county jail, you know, it's through a screen or it's through glass, depending on where you're at. So I was in the county for a while. Then I'd been in prison for over a year and a half. So, you know, my mom and they finally got to hug me. So they were crying when I first walked in. And then the viso went good and everything like that. I go back to the dorm. I'm on ICT now Tuesday, which is in 2 days after the viso. So I go there Tuesday, and what you think they tell me? Notice of visitation suspension. The institutional classification team has suspended your visitation privileges for a period from 6/8/15 to 12/6/15 in accordance with Chapter 33601-73. This is your notification, and you have 20 days from this date to grieve this decision. ICT recommends a 6-month visitation suspension for a DR you received on 4/11/2015. See? So as you see, they suspended my viso for 6 months. Well, at that time, I really didn't care, because I didn't like viso anyways. So I was smirking when I was at the DR, when I was at the ICT hearing, and they were telling me, I was like, you feel me? And they were like, oh, you think it's a game? You smirking, you want us to take it for a year? And I told them, I really don't care. I don't take visos. You know, I don't really care for viso like that. Because really, cell phones, FaceTime, you're seeing your peoples 24/7. You, after a while, you know, you don't really have shit to talk about, because you speak to them so much frequently on the phone, and on FaceTime it's the same shit. But it really wasn't FaceTime. It was, you know, IMO app or Messenger, you know, shit like that. So it was the same thing. Like, I don't really need this viso shit. Save my people the time from coming out here. You know, that's how I looked at it. So I really didn't care. And then I literally couldn't wait to tell my mom and them. Like, I was like, hey, I said, well, good thing we got that viso out of the way, because they just suspended mine for 6 months. She's like, nuh-uh. I said, yeah. And I sent them the picture of the paper and showed them, like, look, they suspended it. Feel me? So that's what happened on my first DR. Okay? And to make it known, I never had viso at Calhoun again. That was the only viso I had. All right, and I guess because I just had viso that weekend, they hurried up and brought me to ICT and suspended it. They must have thought, oh, he's fresh out the box. He's one of them ones that like to go to viso. Because normally, anytime you get a cell phone device or you know, a phone DR or something like that, or get caught with certain things, they just to be sure, they'll suspend your viso, because they're not sure if you're getting it in through viso. You get what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get right back into it. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on this second one right here. All right, and the second one was still at Calhoun. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to break it down about this one. Here we go, y'all. Tattooing, Calhoun CI. Statement of facts. On June 16, 2015, I was assigned a C dormitory supervisor on C shift, like I said, which is the kitchen dorm when I came out of confinement. At approximately 9:40 p.m., I was conducting a routine search of inmate Harris, DC number L86368, person, locker, and bed area. Upon searching inmate Harris, I discovered several fresh tattoos on him. One on the inside of his right arms, one under his right forearm, one on the bottom left arm at the wrist area, one on the bottom right arm, one on the top of the right arm at the wrist area, and one on the outer part of his left arm. Upon questioning inmate Harris, he admitted to recently receiving tattoos. The shift OIC was notified and advised me to submit this report. Inmate Harris remains in general population pending a disposition of the report for the charge 9-9, tattooing, being tattooed or branding or body art to include body piercing. All right, see? So there you have it. I had got caught with several fresh tattoos. I literally just got tatted up fresh out of the box. If you look at the last DR and you look at this DR, they're literally by the same officer. The same officer is the one who gave me the DRs, which was the officer that was working C dorm, okay? Now, my bunkie, when I was in confinement, his nickname was Tattoo. All he talked about, he was the best tattoo man on the pound. You know, he does this, he does that. So, of course, when I got out of confinement, we got put in the same dorm. I heard these stories for 60 days in the box with you. You damn boy, you finna start running on me. I'm ready to get wet. So, I got tattoos. Now, if you notice, it says, upon questioning inmate Harris, he admitted to having fresh tattoos. It's common sense. All the fresh tattoos they see on me, you know, you could tell it's fresh. All right. And by me admitting to them, it literally gave me I remained in general population pending the disposition of the report, which means they gave me a walk-in DR. All right. A walk-in DR means you don't go to confinement right away. Until you remain on the compound until your DR hearing. The cell phone one, I went to confinement and had to sit in administrative confinement until you go to court. You see what I'm saying? Which is normally like a week. It could take up 10 days. It's normally quick. You know, they have a deadline to get you in there. So it isn't like you're going to go in there and you could be waiting for 3 months. It's not like that, okay? But some people, like at Charlotte CI, they'll constantly buck you and just have you back there riding out. So it had me, you know, on the compound for like 7 days, and then until my DR court. You feel me? Because it was a petty DR. Tattooing is considered a petty DR. Anyways, when I went to the DR court or whatever, I caught 30 days in confinement for this DR. All right. And I'm going to tell you how this happened. We're all sitting there on the bunks. It's count time and everything. And, I actually, you know, just came back from the shower. When I came back from the shower, I seen the officer look at me. And then when he looked at me, he nodded his head. You know, he would, you know, I had just got out of, if I look right here on this DR, right? If I look right here, this happened, like I said, 4/11/15. This happened 6/16, literally 60 days and some, like 63 days after or whatever. A couple, not even that much later. Like I just got out of confinement. So the officer was a dickhead, you know, he literally like, you know, he tried to walk up all cool and was like, hey man, I like the new ink work you just got. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, come on, man. You're really going to take that route? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, because he went in the shower area. He could see from the booth. You could watch inmates shower. He seen me bathing and he could tell that it was fresh ink. You feel me? So I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, all right, turn around, cuff up. And he cuffed me, brought me back there into the laundry room like they always do. And then that's when he, you know, they took my shit off and they took pictures of all my fresh tattoos. You see what I'm saying? Shit like that. So I ended up getting 30 days in the box for that. You feel me? It was like on the humbum, like, whoop, get him out of here. See what I'm saying? Like he just didn't want me in his dorm. You know, so I got all them tattoos and ended up only doing 30 days in the box. This other DR I just read before that was a picture posted on social media, which you could tell what, you know, it was posted by someone else. Because that's the thing. You can't control your social medias while you're locked up. Okay? Which means if you have someone working your social media on the streets, they'll run down on you and put you on investigation over it if they don't find you red-handed or have enough to put on you to make you actually receive DC time. You get what I'm saying? So, like me, I've been under investigation a couple times. They don't even give you papers for that. So I don't have papers for that. I got put under investigation over YouTube. I got put under investigation over Pandora, YouTube, all social media sites you can think of. I don't went to confinement for. I went to confinement over Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pandora, and that's pretty much it right there. Yeah, so as you seen on that last DR, that was over tattoos. All right, so now I do 30 days in the box, and then I jump back out, and once I jump out, I got put in H dorm, which was a T building, all right? Which is just a long hallway this way, a long hallway that way, a long hallway that way, with cells on both sides, on the top and bottom. Kind of like you seen on the video I did on here when I went through abandoned Florida prison. When I walked through the abandoned Florida prison, you see I was walking through T buildings, all right? They put me in there. When they put me in there, I got put in a quad. Didn't even have a bunkie. I was the last cell at the very end of the hallway on the top tier to the left. Didn't even have a bunkie, and I walked in with $100 worth of canteen. Feel me? No one tried to rob me, no nothing. But it was the jungle. It was considered the jungle. Shit went down every single day. But what it was is, at this time, like I said, I was at Calhoun. So at Calhoun, you know, they literally will see who you are before they do something to you. You get what I'm saying? They're not going to just jump the gun and come after you. They're going to start questioning people. And then when they were like, oh yeah, that's KFROG, that white boy, he the one that wanted to confinement for such stuff. And then I had all these fresh tattoos and shit or whatever. Fresh soot. Looked real beautiful, dark black soot, which is, prison ink. Now, when I got put in H-dorm and was in H-dorm, a couple doors down on the other side of the tier, like when I come out of my cell, on the other side of the tier upstairs was this other white boy or whatever. And kind of find out he was a tattoo man. So I decided to get back in the lab, fresh out of the box. Literally fresh out of the box. I got out of the box on a Tuesday. Check this out. I got out of the box on a Tuesday. Now, once I got out of the box on a Tuesday, Thursday came. 2 days later, they tell me, pack it up, you're going to the work camp. I'm like, work camp? You know, I remember his name was Officer, I want to say Fillmore or something like that. I tell him, work camp, man, I ain't going to no work camp. You feel me? I ain't want to go do none of that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because they're so petty at a work camp. The officers write you up for everything, and you know, me, I can't deal with shit like that. I'd rather be where it's ratchet at and everything, and the officers leave you alone for the most part. So it was bad because I had just got fire flames put on the back of my arm. I had got fire flames put on the back of my arm and stuff like that. Some fill-in with money signs, with smoke and all that stuff. The day before, I was literally out of confinement a day or two and got tattoos. So I tell them, man, I don't want to go to no work camp. So they send me to the work camp Thursday. When I get to work camp, fresh in, like as coming into the, like when you first go from one facility to another one, what do? They strip you down. They make you squat crawl through the whole thing, go through all that. And my tattoos even made it through there. It made it through there. The first night, I had a little run-in with the officers. I broke this down before on the one where I broke it about the 3 officers who were part of the Klan that got caught having Klan meetings. Well, that officer there, he was a real dickhead. When I tried to get my mail, I put my ID up against the bubble, which is where they hand the mail out from, which you're supposed to stick it up against the glass on the main compound. And the officer just looked at me and grabbed my mail and threw that shit to the side. So I'm like, man, what the... And then all the other men are like, just chill. Maybe he didn't, you know what I'm saying? Just chill. Maybe he didn't see you. Maybe he didn't see... So I'm thinking like, man, he looked dead at me, looked at my mail, looked dead at me again, looked at my ID, looked... So I'm like, I know he's seen it. So I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck it. I wait, and then when I finally... He just throws my shit to the side, close the flat. So I knock it up there. I'm like, hey, Sarge, that's my mail right there. And I show him my ID. He's like, oh, I know you. Go hang out with your monkey friends and all this shit. He was a real racist dude. So, you think you run this compound? It's my compound. So whatever, shit like that. So I had a little dispute with him my first night there. The very next day came around. He walked around and he seen the fresh ink, and I ended up getting a DR at the work camp. On July 18, 2015, I was assigned as the K dormitory housing officer at Calhoun CI work camp. At approximately 7:30 p.m., I was conducting a random inmate search when I noticed inmate Harris, DC number L86368, had a fresh tattoo, right bicep, that says "won't stop." Upon further investigation, inmate Harris has what appears to be a large tattoo on his right bicep that has been freshened up, and a fresh tattoo on his left bicep that reads "can't stop." Upon questioning inmate Harris, he admitted that it was a recent tattoo. The shift supervisor was advised of this incident and authorized this report. Photographs were taken and are attached to this report. Inmate Harris will remain on open population pending disposition of charge 99, tattooing or being tattooed. So as you see, I caught another tattooing DR at the work camp. I didn't even last there a whole week. I wasn't even able to try their chicken. We get chicken every Tuesday in Florida, down here in prison, okay? I literally went there on a Thursday and came back Tuesday before dinner, and they gave me peanut butter for dinner in a bag. I didn't even get to try their chicken. I lasted from Thursday to Tuesday. Now, one thing about these officers, though, on this one here, I didn't admit to the fresh tattoos, all right, like I did in the first one. This one here, I told him I been had that shit. I just got here. That shit old. I already did DC time for that. Look it up. I already went to confinement for that. Because my last DR, it just said where I got the tattoos at. It didn't say what it was. You know what I'm saying? So I got 954 on one side, and it says can't stop under it. And then I got ESDB for Eastside Davy Boy, and I got won't stop. I can't stop repping 954, and I won't stop repping Eastside Davy, because that's where I'm from. All right, so, and I told him, man, Sarge, man, I said, man, I already had them shits. I already did confinement time. I was lying to him. All right, now I broke this down before already, but I'm gonna go ahead and break it up anyways to how this happened. He came around to do count. I was on the back. If this is the room shaped like a square, you got the corners. The corners is where people fight and shit at. I was the bunk before the corner. I'm sitting there like this, leaning forward. He walks around to do his rounds. When he goes and he turns, he looks, as I'm leaning forward, my shirt sleeve came up so he could see fresh tattoo right here. See what I'm saying? So when he walks, and I guess I was talking to my bunkie or whatever, he seen that shit. So he ended up, making it known over the intercom. Anyone with fresh tattoos better come forward right now. If not, you're going straight to confinement, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just sitting there and I'm telling my bunkie, I'm like, damn, bunkie, I wonder if he talking about me, you feel me? And he was like, nah, bro, you know how many people here got fresh ink? He probably seen one of them boys on the other side's fresh tattoos or whatever. So I'm like, damn, all right. And then he's like, this and that, this and you. This is the last time I'm going to say come forward. And I guess he was really waiting for me to come forward, So he keeps talking over the intercom. And then I said, I don't know, dog. He might be talking about me. And then he's like, I don't care if you just got here, this and that. I said, yeah, he talking about me. So I said, fuck it. I got up. What's going to happen? I got up and walked forward. Everyone in my dorms looking at me like, oh, he's got new tattoos. Because a lot of people was tatted with fresh shit. You feel me? But I knew he was talking about me. See what I'm saying? So I walk forward or whatever, boom. As soon as he opens the door, he starts yelling at me. He says, Daddy. And I say, Sergeant, he says, turn around, put your face in the fucking corner. And I turn and I said, man, I ain't putting my face in no corner, Sarge. I ain't no kid, you feel me? I'll go to confinement before I do that. I said, I'll turn around and face that way, but I'm not walking and put my nose in no corner, you feel me? I'm a grown man. Like, I don't rock like that. Oh, motherfucker, I got something for you. And he wrote me a walking DR. That walking DR, and then I ended up getting sent back to the main compound the next day. Or no, the day after, 2 days later, I got sent back to the main compound. And then got put in A dorm, waiting to go to my DR court. And then I remember locking my locker, going to DR court, and then boom, that's it. You never go back to the dorm. They take you straight from your hearing, straight to the box. See what I'm saying? Now at Charlotte, they make you bring all your shit with you to the, if you get a walk-in DR, they make you bring all your stuff with you to your DR court. But at Calhoun, they don't. They make you lock it all or leave it all in the dorm. People might think you ain't coming back and rob your shit, however it goes down. But that's how that happened right there with that DR. You see what I'm saying? So the officer was just a dickhead. He had it out for me because I was cool with black people. You feel me? He was one of them ones. I made a video on him being part of the Klan and shit like that, where they got arrested and shit about it. So I only lasted there 5 days, literally. And I only got sent to the work camp because they wanted me to work the kitchen. See, I had my stepmom who set me up and sent me to prison. My stepmom who set me up, sent me to prison. She actually filed a restraining order on me while I was incarcerated. So I was never able to go outside the gate. My custody would never go lower or drop, or never able to go to work release or none of that. So I wasn't allowed to go outside the gate. So I could have never been a mule. You get what I'm saying? People that stick shit in their ass and stuff and come in I could have never, I never would do that anyways, but I never did that. I never been outside the gate. You see what I'm saying? So that's how by me going to work camp, everybody there was, minimum custody or medium working down the minimum. Mine wasn't going to drop, but they were just going to assign me to the kitchen. That's what it was. I was going to be a kitchen worker instead of in the morning, the whole compound wakes up and goes outside the gate. A bunch of work squad go this way, bunch go that way, bunch go over there. They all got different jobs. And then I would have been with the handful few that work in the kitchen. You get what I'm saying? So that's what happened on that DR. That was at the work camp. I went back to the main compound on chicken day. Didn't even get to try the chicken, which they know, you ask around, or anyone who's been to a work camp, they'll tell you that food is way better than a main compound because there's less inmates. You go from being somewhere that can have 1,100 to 1,800 inmates to somewhere that has 350 to 700 inmates. You know, it's a big difference. It's so much smaller, and them chefs back there actually take their time and actually cook with seasonings and whip it right. You know what I'm saying? So you hear stories about their food. You feel me? So the couple days I was there, even their garbage meals, like their yakisobe, or, you know what I'm saying, their meat and gravy rice, like different things, it had a touch to it. So I went back to the main compound, caught 30 days in confinement for the tattooing. Before I get into the next DR, I want to make it known that I didn't catch any more DRs at Calhoun, okay? I actually, you know, got put under investigation over someone getting cut in the mouth on the rec yard, and then I got a negative transfer. They hit me with a negative transfer. Excessive DRs was what the reason for giving me a negative transfer. And then from there, I went to Charlotte CI. All right, now let's get into when I was at Charlotte CI. This isn't my first DR at Charlotte CI. I mean, this was my first DR at Charlotte CI, but it wasn't my first time in confinement, all right? I was under investigation like 4 times. Different things over cell phones, like I said earlier in the video, over to YouTube, you know, a bunch of different things I was put under investigation for, to where they can't prove nothing, so they just put you back there, and then they try to figure it out. And I sat back there one time for like 27 days. Another time was 12 days. Another time was like 9 days. And then like only a week. The other, all under investigations. One time was for YouTube. Another time they found a couple knives. And the knives was in an abandoned bunk next to mine. Which everyone knows, if it ain't in your bunk or in your possession or in your blues that have your name on there, you can beat it. Okay. So that was the YouTube, the knife one. Oh, the other one, I had some pictures in my photo album of my YouTube songs, because I had songs on YouTube already. I had pictures of that in my photo album, along with a message on Twitter from Kevin Gates. If anyone knows who that is, he wrote me on Twitter and was like, "Oh, bro, I see you doing your things. Like, you know, follow my BWA association. You'll get notifications, and it'll help grow your Twitter. You feel me? If you're trying to link or anything." This was a long time ago, so I always kept that as proof. Like, look, boy, he wrote me on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But I made my Twitter while in prison. I never go on Twitter. Never been on it to this day. I made it while I was in prison. Okay? And then the 4th time was a stabbing or whatever. They took me in as a suspect of someone getting stabbed by the chow hall. So those 4 reasons I was put under investigation at Charlotte. Okay? But never received the DR. Okay? Things like that. All you got to do is, you know, you sit back there, you be quiet, and you just you let them know, you keep going, boy. You innocent. You innocent. You know what I'm saying? When they come around for inspections, or the warden's doing a walkthrough and shit like that, cause a scene. Bang on the door. Tell them, "Man, fuck that. I've been back here on the investigation. I've been on this and that." You know, play, "Man, I ain't even did nothing. I ain't even," you know, and eventually the warden, it'll come across to the warden, and then the warden's going to look at it, and he'll look into it, and they'll release your ass. Because, you know, they're supposed to get you the investigations over with and get you back on the pound or give you your DR or something, instead of having you sit back there doing dead time. Now, what happened with me, like I said, I went in off pictures of YouTube. It was like a screenshot. It was actual picture of my songs from YouTube. It showed my views and stuff like that. The song "I'm a Criminal," the picture that I'm in, my blues in the song "I'm a Criminal," that same picture was the picture that was taken inside C-Dorm at Calhoun. The one I went to confinement for already. I already went to confinement for that. So I basically stopped the warden when they were going through to do their inspection and told him, "Look, man, I said, man, I'm under investigation for a picture that I already did time in the box over 16 months ago." And shit like that, because it was one of the pictures of the songs. And it was me and my blues. Tried to tell me, "Oh, that was off of Facebook. This is YouTube." So I told him, "Yeah," I said, "but you can't control where a picture goes once you post it. If I post a picture on Facebook and get my time in the box, now what? Y'all gonna come get me when it lands on Instagram? Someone posts it on Facebook? Someone posts it over here, y'all gonna come get me for every social media?" That's what I was saying to the, you know, to the warden. And the warden's like, "What's your name?" He wrote my name down. That day they released me from confinement. he got on top of it. Like, man, he been back there, whatever. He did already do time for that picture. When you see what I'm saying? And there's certain ways to beat the shit. So, anyways, but I'm going to go ahead and break it down to y'all to the first actual written up DR that I got. And it was such bullshit. Failure to comply. Charlotte CI. On May 24th, 2017, at approximately 1:45 p.m., while assigned as the D dormitory housing supervisor, I was conducting a master roster count. Inmate Harris, DC number L86368, who is housed in D2115 up. At this time, I observed inmate Harris present in D2115 low during master roster count, in which this is not his assigned bunk area. I advised inmate Harris that he will be receiving a disciplinary report for 5-2, failure to comply with count procedures. The OIC was immediately notified. Inmate Harris was escorted to medical for his pre-confinement physical and was placed in administrative confinement pending the outcome of this disciplinary report. See what I mean by bullshit? Now, if y'all read that good enough, did I read it clear enough? I was housed in D2115 upper. When they came around to do count, I was in D2115 lower. I was on the same bunk bed, just I was assigned to the top, not the bottom. I didn't have a bunkie. So since I didn't have a bunkie, the bottom was a bando. It was just straight metal, right? And my mat and everything was on the top. Like, I slept on the top. But during count, you know, I just sat on the abandoned bunk. Instead of jumping up there, sitting up there. Instead of me just sitting right here, I sat on the abandoned bunk and they took me to confinement. They didn't even give me a walk-in DR. You see what it said? I was escorted to medical for pre-confinement physical and was placed in administrative confinement pending the outcome of this disciplinary report. They took me straight to confinement for that, which to me was a bitch move. You know, they did that just to put me in confinement because all the times I got away was under investigation and never got no DR. You know what I'm saying? So by them doing that, they did that just to whatever I had going on, they tried to mess it up. Which it didn't mess it up. You feel me? All that did is I had to wait a couple days and then boom, once I got my jack back there, y'all seen all the footage and shit I made in Kfrogtv volume 1 and 2 and 3 from in the box. I waited till I got my shit sent back there. They literally sent me to confinement for sitting on the empty bunk under my bunk. Like, I could see if I had a bunkie, or I could see if I was 4 bunks down, 2 bunks down, any bunk down, over a bunk, nothing. I was literally on the abandoned bunk right under mine. So when they come around, and if anyone has seen a master roster sheet, the way it looks is it'll show a bunk number, and then it'll show 2 names. A bunk number, 2 names. So mine would just show a bunk number, 1 name. You see? So they did that to be a dickhead. And when I went to DR court or whatever, they literally gave me 15 days in confinement for that. They gave me 15 days just for that. Something so, like, you could get caught out of area. You can get caught going into a dorm that ain't yours, or sneaking out to wreck with a different dorm, or, you know, different things like that, and do 15 days in the box. They literally gave me 15 days for that. And it wasn't just me, though. It was me and like 6 other people. They took all 7 of us. We all walked to medical together. All 7 of us. The whole compound looked, seen us all walking in a line. They're like, damn, boy, look who are all these people going with all their property. We were all going to confinement. You feel me? I remember I flooded my cell. All types of shit because I was mad that they brought me in confinement. But the first 5 days I gave them hell. Then after that, once I received my shit, once I got my shit back there, then it was, you know, then it was like, all right, time to lay low, because you can't act an ass if you got contraband. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's dumb. You're in a room, you're gonna act an ass and you don't want any attention. You feel me? So that's exactly what happened on this one right here, which was crazy. Now, even at the DR court, everyone, all the officers, the ICT team, which is inmate classification team, when they were all right there, my classification officer, you know, ICT, people from, you know, different parts of the compound or whatever, when they were there and they read my DR, they thought it was ridiculous. They thought like they even said like the other people I could see, but you were like on the same bunk, and you didn't have a bunkie, so I didn't interfere with the count at all. It was just they just added me to the pile, man. So that right there was straight bullshit. All right, now the one I'm gonna get in right here. This one right here is a double. It's a double. It's a. You know what I'm saying? You get caught with 2 things, they give you 2 DRs. You see what I'm saying? And then the way they made it bad is the way they broke it down. And then I'll go ahead and, you know, I'll let y'all know how much, you know, time I did in the box and everything behind these or whatever. So let's go ahead and jump right into these ones now. CI, possession of weapons. All right, here we go. On June 19, 2017, while assigned as the sergeant at approximately 1 p.m., I received an anonymous phone call from an unknown caller, which means someone on the streets, who stated that they had information about an inmate at Charlotte CI. They informed me that the inmate that was going by KFROG on social media was posting photos. And one of the photos that was forwarded to me, KFROG, who was identified to be inmate Harris, DC number L86368, holding an unauthorized cell phone device and a homemade weapon. Upon receiving the information, I went down to Delta Dorm Wing 1 to search in the inmate's assigned bed space, which is D1 131 Upper, and in the bathroom in which the photograph was taken. Upon searching the stalls in the restroom, I discovered a homemade weapon that measured 11.5 inches with a white cloth handle and string wrapped around the handle. The recovered weapon matches the weapon in the photograph of inmate Harris identically. Inmate Harris was advised he would be receiving a DR for 3-1, possession of a weapon. Inmate Harris was taken to medical for pre-confinement physical and then placed in administrative confinement pending the outcome of this report. Photos were taken and the weapon was disposed according to the policy and procedure. Photos of the weapon and the social media photo is attached to this report. They got me, dog. Here's the other one. Authorized possession of wireless device, Charlotte CI. On June 19, 2017, while assigned as sergeant at approximately 1 p.m., I received an anonymous phone call from an unknown caller who stated that they had information about an inmate at Charlotte CI. They informed me that the inmate that was going by KFROG on social media was posting photos, and one of the photos that was forwarded to me, he was holding on an unauthorized cellular device and a homemade weapon. Based on the information I've received, I am charging him with unauthorized possession of a cell phone, telephone, and any other wireless communication device or any components or peripherals to such devices included, but limited to SIM cards, Bluetooth items, batteries, and charging devices. Any other technology that is found to be in furtherance of possession or using communication devices prohibited under section 944-47. Inmate Harris was taken to medical for pre-confinement physical and then placed in administrative confinement pending the outcome of this report. A copy of the photo is attached. Now, the way they did me on this one, this is how they got me out of Charlotte CI. All right. As you see, the second DR I read was basically the same as the first DR because it was the same incident. All right. They charged me with a knife and a phone. You get what I'm saying? 11.5-inch knife and a cell phone and all the other device shit it said, including SIM card, Bluetooth items, batteries, and charger devices. Okay, all this stuff. So they wrote 2 separate DRs. Now, let me tell you what happened when I went to DR court. Okay? They gave me 120 a piece for these. They gave me 60 for the phone, 60 for the knife, ran consecutive. 60 for the phone, 60 for the knife, ran consecutive. So I felt it was double jeopardy, which it was. So I literally got sentenced to 240 days in confinement for these DRs, when really they just did it to get me off the compound. Not to mention, no phone was ever found. You see what I'm saying? No phone was ever discovered. And they put in this paperwork about the knife. Photos were taken and the weapon was disposed of according to the policy and procedure. No, it wasn't. Because that officer, the gang sergeant, he liked that knife so much, that machete so much, he kept it stabbed on his desk, standing up right there. He liked how beautiful that knife was, that he kept it for himself. Okay? Now, I wrote Tallahassee and tried to appeal this while I was serving my sentence in the box. And they denied me. Denied by the warden. Like, it didn't even get to go out when I wrote my appeal. You see what I'm saying? So they basically just did it to get me off their compound. They know I've been there too long, been getting away with too much. They know my name's everywhere. I got a lot of things going on. I had jewelry, watches, you know, shit like that. They knew I was a playmaker. They knew there was things I was doing. So this was their chance to actually, you know, rid of me. Okay? So I'm going to break it down to how this happened. Now, what happened here was I decided, you know, to take a picture. You know, I took a picture. I was holding a phone and a machete like this, grilling. I was excited that I was down to 100 days to go home. I had 100 days until I went home. I never made it to 100 yet. Anytime I get close to 100, I end up getting confinement time. And not to mention, all the times I got confinement time, they took my game time. Game time is good days to where your date done moved up. So it always pushed my date back. You see what I'm saying? So this was the first time that I was at 100 days. Now, someone on the streets ended up emailing the gang sergeant pictures of me on social media, which later I found out who it was, okay? Now, when they got the email, of course, they ran down on me, okay? It was the very next day. I was on my 99th day now, and it was my first day of transition. Anyone that's been to prison knows transition is where you go when you're about to go home. It's like a little program thing that they make you do there. And you fill out the packets and you do the work every day. You know, get ready for society. They give you a social security card if you need it, an ID. They get everything in order that you may need for when you get out. Okay? So, I was at transition. And they did my first day of transition. I'm in there doing my first day. Everyone knows you're about to go home when you're walking with that red folder. When you got that red folder, that was the color of that Charlotte. That was the transition folder. That's how people knew, oh, look, he about to go home. You see what I'm saying? So, my first day in transition, here comes officers. Boom, they come in, they book me. I've told this story before. They were escorting me across the compound, and the one female officer was asking the gang sergeant, the captain was asking the gang sergeant on the radio while I was in handcuffs being escorted, did you find Jason Voorhees yet? And then he's like, go ahead again, sir. And he's like, Jason Voorhees. Did you find Jason Voorhees? He's like, I don't know who that is. He's like, Jason, the guy with the machete. He's like, oh, yeah, we got him right here. So they took me in confinement, all right? Now, I'm 100. You feel me? Like, I'm going to go lay down regardless in the box. It is what it is. I don't care. It's time regardless. Whether you're in the box or you're on the compound, you know, the time moves the same speed. It's just on how much you're thinking of it. You're going to think it goes by slower while you're sitting in the box when there's nothing to do but look at four walls, count the bricks, you know what I'm saying? Eat the same 3 slop trays they give you every day. Watch cockroaches and rats run around. So you're going to think that, you know, the time's going slower than it would on the compound. Of course, it feels like it is, but it's actually moving the same speed. You feel me? So when they ran down there and they took me to confinement for this, I've told it in a video before. They brought me to the captain's office. You know, one female officer was standing there. She had a brown paper bag over her head. A female officer with the machete in her hand with the holes cut out was standing there. They had my picture and then they had a printout picture of Jason together. And they turned the computer around and shit like that and took me to confinement. Well, this is how Charlotte got rid of me. Like I said, they ended up giving me double jeopardy. It was one knife and one phone. Okay, the max on each one is 60 days. But since they wrote 2 separate DRs, one for the phone, and there was a knife also, and then one for the knife, and there was the phone also, they gave me 240 days just to get me off of the compound. And then that right there, my friends, is how I got shipped from Charlotte, CI. That's when I ended up getting shipped. And they suspended my viso for the rest of my time in prison. They suspended my viso for the rest of the time I was in prison. They took all my game time from me. They didn't credit me my administrative confinement, which is AC confinement, where you sit and wait until your DR, which AC means administrative. There's no AC back there. But I sat back there for like 16 days before court. They didn't credit me that towards my sentencing. So I ended up doing, out of 240, they shipped me from Charlotte on my 240th day. Everyone would have thought I would have been shipped if I was getting shipped. You know what I'm saying? Because it's rare they make you do the whole box bid. You know, out of 240, you know, you might do 185 or something like that, you know, or they'll ship you. And the reason they do that, and I've said this before, is because if they give you 200 days in the box and they ship you in 15 days, you may, when you go through reception centers, you're going to remain in confinement. But when you land at your permanent camp, it's up to them if they want to put you on the pound or throw you back in confinement to serve your bid from your last camp. So you could go there and they let you off. You see what I'm saying? So you get 200 and you only did 25, the 15 at your camp, and the 10 days it took through receptions to get to your permanent camp. You did 25 off 200 days. So they try to make you do at least half of that before they ship you. You see what I'm saying? Me, the day I was supposed to get out, the bus came and got me. And they shipped me. And since I was under a DR, check this out. 240 is what I was sentenced to. 256 is what I was actually doing the day the bus came. You feel me? Like, I was already back there 256 days. And then they shipped me, and then it took a week for me to land at my next camp. So I did a week in confinement at South Florida Reception Center. So off of 240, I did 240 plus 16 is 56. 63. Oh, yeah, 63. Yeah, so off of 240, I did 263 days. Off a 240 days sentence, which was a bullshit double jeopardy sentence anyways. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, they play a dirty game when you're in there, and there ain't really nothing you can do about it. And then I didn't have no visual the rest of my prison stay. And they shipped me. So it is what it is. From there, I landed at DeSoto Annex, which was the most watered down camp I was at. Alright? But alright, y'all, that's it for this video. As you see, I broke it down to y'all. I went through the 6 of them that I actually found in my property bag. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. You know, I remember, you know, reading these things 1,000 times trying to find a loophole while you're in confinement. That's exactly what I did. Just read these so many times, trying to be like, yeah, but right here they said, because if you get a loophole, boy, your ass getting out of confinement. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, I appreciate everyone that watched this video. I appreciate all that's been rocking with me. All y'all that won that last giveaway on them wristbands. The wristbands are on the way. Y'all stay tuned for another giveaway in the future. It ain't going to be that long. You know, I tend to, you know, throw one in there and do it every once in a while. So, I appreciate all y'all watching this. And you already know, man, let's keep these subs going, boy. Our next stop, 50K. All right, man. Y'all keep y'all head up, man. It's Frog.